Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am back with something that I haven't done in a very long time. I am back with a GOAT deck profile. So for this deck profile I try to switch it up as much as I can. I really like the chaos aspect in GOAT, but I figured there was some unexplored territory there. And yeah, I thought I'd try something entirely new. So this is probably a GOAT deck list that you have never seen before. But I think it's very modern, I think it's very updated. I think it might invoke some good results. It's gonna be a really well deck profile. So I guess that without much further ado, let's just jump straight into it. I'll explain everything as we go, so you really know what's going on. And yeah, I am sure that you guys will get what I mean when we get there. So let's go into the deck profile. All right, so we are going to be starting off with, of course, Thunder Dragon. Now this is one of the best cards to get advantage in GOAT. I always liked it in the Chaos deck. I will be playing some other cards around it. But of course, most importantly, he is light, which really is important for the new engine that I am testing currently. So yeah, if you tested anything like this, then be sure to let me know. So the next card I'll be playing is triple Aleister the Invoker. Now this is a card that people in GOAT have been really sleeping on, I guess. It's not a flip monster, but it has a flip effect, so it has kind of synergy with the cards that we've been playing all along. And I just really think that the Invoked are in a good spot right now if you build your deck around it properly. The only thing I'm really missing here is like a good wind monster, but you could play a Phoenix engine. So for those of you that don't know what this card does, because of course it is really old by now, during either player's turn you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, target one fusion monster you control. It gains 1000 attack and defense until the end of this turn. Now I don't play Metamorphosis because I don't play GOAT, because this deck really counters like Scapegoat really hard. And I figured that if I'm gonna play this more often, then people will catch on and they will also start playing this deck. And like one of the fusion monsters, it's really cool, a really cool archetype. One of the fusion monsters will just kill you through GOAT. So yeah, I opt to play 3. He has like 1800 defense, so if you don't really have a turn 1 play, you could just set him, he's 1800, or like you could just normal summon him and use his effect. And then you can Book of Moon him with anything in the next turn to get more additional resources. So I played triple of him because this is one of the most important cards, and yeah, we play some more consistency card later on as well. I still play Chaos Sorcerer as a Chaos monster, just like BLS. BLS is also light, which is nice, because this deck again needs attributes, but I'll explain that later. Parshat for being an additional light. And you play Sungun. Sungun is really important in the deck, but it's a shame that we can only play one, because he both searches Aleister, but he also searches a lot of the other attributes, which is really nice, and it has some nice synergy. I play a Team Trap Disposal Unit. This is a card that people sometimes stack in. I only really play it because he's a fire and it might come up for one of the strongest invoked monsters. So I just play it as a one-off. You can also play the Neptus Engine, as I told before, which fixes 2 attributes, but I like this one more. Then we play 2 more light monsters, Blade Knight and DD Warrior Lady. Then we play Breaker. He's a dark. We also have a dark. Sinister Serpent's really interesting because one of the invoked monsters is really, really strong in GOAT and is really difficult to out, so that's why I'm wondering why people didn't play it earlier. And you make him with a water, which is really nice because you can just discard this for the fusion spell that Aleister can search, and then you can make a one of the fusions, and we'll talk about that later. And Morphing Jar, we play 1 Magician of Fate, and we play Cyber Jar. Cyber Jar has some nice synergies, because if he flips, you can also just set Aleister and then next turn flip him face up and then search your invocation, which is really, really nice. We play Tsukiyomi as a one-off, because this is kind of a tight deck because this engine is quite big. But we play this as a one-off to set our flip monsters and get more value, or the Aleister, of course. Then we play Double Knock. If your opponent sets an Aleister, it's not a flip monster, so that's unfortunate, but you can banish it, which is nice. Play Double Book of Moon. We play Magical Meltdown. If you don't know this card, when it is activated, you can add Aleister from your deck to your hand, and your fusion spells cannot be negated, which is nice for the like Solemn Judgment package that people have been trying out in their decks. And when the fusion monster is summoned, they cannot respond to anything, so they cannot torrential you, which is nice, so you don't have to play around torrential anymore. And Double Invocation. I only play 2 of these because we are already playing so many cards to dig through our deck, because we have Thunder Dragon, of course, so I play it as a 2-2-3, because there are just so many good cards you want to play in GOAT, you know, so I'm just playing it like this. Lot of Greed, Guard Destruction, Snatch Steal, Premature Burial, Delicant, Heavy Storm, Graceful. These are all logical. Then I do play the Lightning Vortex, just because you can discard Aleister and still fuse after that, which is really nice. For the traps, we play the Call of the Haunted, Mirror Force, Torrential, and Ring of Destruction. And that is it for the main deck. It's 40 cards exactly. It's really tight, so yeah, if you have some tips for me on other cards that I might cut, because I cut down some, like I cut down one Chaos Sorcerer. I'm not sure if it's correct yet, of course, pretty new to this deck, and I'm really interested to see where it goes. And for the extra deck, since we don't play Metamorphosis, we can only focus on the Invoked part. So I just play everything that I had laying around. Now I have triple Mechaba, which might come up because we play, of course, the Thunder Dragon, so that's nice. I only have one Cositus, but I figured that you will only play one anyway because you want to add the Sinister Serpent back to your hand. You don't want to banish it from graveyard anyway, so we just play one. This card is really difficult to out, because it cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects, and your opponent can target it with card effects. So I'm not really sure how they are going to kill this card, because you can just boost its defense as well. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens in the meta. We play one Kaliga, because I only had one, and our goodies is nice. This is the most newer printed Invoked cards. It's pretty good. You can destroy a monster your opponent controls, so it's pretty slow, so I'm not sure if this is going to see play. I do play Mechalankia because we play the Morphing Jar. I have the Raijin in here, but I don't have any wins, so if you know any good win monsters, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I play one Elysium, in case you have like a really good hand, or you can like want to try to push for game, because he is 32, so he can beat over BLS, which is quite nice. It's difficult to set up, so it's in there just because we can. Double Purgatrio, because this is one of the most important cards of the deck. You can just kill anyone like through a goat, which is so insane, and I really don't know why people haven't picked up on this yet. And I do play one of the Aleister Invoker Mantis. Now I know that this is kind of controversial, because this technically came out, you know, after you know, the period. Like, it's kind of like a Cyber Dragon, because it's such a new card. It's kind of like, do we play this in Goat? So I'm having this in here. Like, basically, if you play Exarion, you can also play this card. And, you know, if your local or your community doesn't play Exarion, then I suggest you wouldn't play this card to just, you know, kind of get in front of the controversy. So yeah, this has been my Invoked Go to deck profile. I think this deck is really, really good, and it has some hidden potential. And yeah, let me know in the comment section down below if you are going to play this deck or test it out at locals, or if you have been playing Goat all along. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!